Hello, my name is Ann, and welcome to our Lifting Us Up in Liberty program. Now let's join our broadcast as Pastor Earl Wallace explains how the Bible applies to our personal and civic lives.
Faithful fathers defend faith and family. Mark 7:15-23 says, "There is nothing outside a person that by going into him can defile him, but the things that come out of a person are what defile him. Do you not see that whatever goes into a person from outside cannot defile him, since it enters not his heart, but his stomach, and is expelled? For from within, out of the heart of man come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, coveting, wickedness, deceit, sensuality, envy, slander, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within, and they defile a person." Jeremiah 17:9 says the heart is deceitful and desperately sick. So a great deal of godly fathering involves helping our children to see right from wrong by getting in touch with what God's heart is on any issue. By contrast, the world says, follow your heart. What really should happen is that godly training takes place so we follow God's heart. Discovering God's will for our lives is discovering what really fulfills our hearts. As fathers, we must guide our children from the sins mentioned in Mark 7:20-23, which are coming from within the heart of evil people in power within our sin-sick society's government-run educational systems, which also are encroaching upon our churches, schools, and homes to defile our families. Evil thoughts and sexual immorality are embedded in Common Core education that seeks to confuse our children sexually by denying them access to God's Word that says He made us male and female. It encourages promiscuity by saying, you won't know you're homosexual unless you try it. Theft and murder are taking place through abortion that steals budding lives before they get to bloom from the womb. The coveting, wickedness, envy, and slander of verse 22 is taught to our college kids through concepts like white privilege and socialism. So-called white privilege denies that God truly has blessed hardworking people, and the anti-capitalist rhetoric denies that in Matthew 25:14-23, the parable of the talents, the two servants Christ commanded engaged in the capitalist activities of trading and making to increase their talents, for which Christ commends them. The deceitful carnal pride of verse 23 is attacking young people through the Black Lives Matter movement, which pits races one against the other and denies John 3:16 that says, "For God so loves all people, who are the whosoevers who can believe and not perish but have everlasting life." It also denies Romans 3:23 that says, "All have sinned and fallen short of God's standard," as it tries to communicate that we are not going to be held accountable for not loving people of another race. God's remedy for how sin is manifested through popular movements is by giving us new hearts. Galatians 6:5 says, "It does not matter whether we have been circumcised or not. What counts is whether we have been transformed into a new creation." As faithful fathers do their job to defend faith and family, our children see the difference between sin and righteousness. And this is how we get lifted up in liberty.
Thank you for listening. We hope you will join us in fulfilling 2 Chronicles 7:14 by repenting and turning to Christ so God saves your soul and heals our land. For more information about how the Bible applies to every aspect of our lives, including civics, visit us at libertycfchurch.org. Email us at office@libertycfchurch.org. Mail us at P.O. Box 235, Latham, New York 12110. Or call us at 518-545-7744. That's 518-545-7744.